Welcome to Totally Talent Podcast by HR.com, your go-to source for all things talent. Whether you're looking for expert insights on high-volume hiring, the latest trends in recruitment technology, or strategies for building a winning team, we've got you covered. Join us for each episode as we dive deep into the challenges and opportunities shaping the talent landscape today. Let's get started.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Totally Talent on HR.com. I am your host, Mike Wood, and I am in this booth, which I'm sorry, I'm going to mess up the name. It's Schoox. All right. And what do you guys do?
Well, school with X.
Oh, that actually makes sense.
Extra special. So, we are learning a management solution, but we're way more than that. AI has opened up the opportunity for us to really transform learning, not just write a course faster, but really tie learning to specific business outcomes that companies are trying to achieve.
And since we're jumping around a little bit, I should have introduced you. So who are you and what do you do?
Yes, I am the Chief Marketing Officer for Schoox, and I have always been in technology companies. I've incrementally worked my way to where I am today. Prior to Schoox, I was working in workforce management, workforce software, and actually had an opportunity in that role as head of customer experience to run our global learning program. And so I definitely don't call myself a learning professional, but I was a business person who needed learning to help us achieve specific business outcomes. So training our partners so that we could grow our company to support larger enterprises. Obviously, our customers were happier when they knew how to use the software. And lastly, we did better as a company when our employees did better. And so having the opportunity to come really into learning and development, I've been working my way here for a long time, but didn't want to miss this chance.
So I was telling Kate earlier that, I primarily cover talent acquisition. This is a learning company, but everything each year gets kind of closer and closer to each other. So I know you particularly work with frontline workers. Tell me some of the issues that frontline workers are dealing with in terms of learning.
Well, the first is time, but actually I've done a lot of study of learning, and everyone reports not having time is the number one reason why they don't take the learning that their company does provide. But frontline workers are different in that amount of time is typically means time away from work because they're on the floor. And, frontline workers face some of the most challenging and harsh conditions. They're not going to be like, hey, let me go take that class on resolving client.
Let me sit in a room with a laptop.
I'll be right back. I'll help you solve that. So that on their feet, the piece at which they need to become proficient in skills, there's a lot of complexity to frontline work in terms of what is the right training that employee needs at the right time. And so frontline workers just tend to learn differently. Our ability to assess proficiency is different in a frontline worker. Sometimes it's easier to assess proficiency in the skill for a corporate worker. So we need to do things like match observable skills attainment with maybe today with technology, we can do a little digital nudge, a little micro assessment. But how do we bring that together? And then more importantly, how do we use that data to personalize learning, especially when they have such a short training amount of time that they would dedicate to
And now with AI, you can personalize everything. You can make sure that it's learning what they're doing and whatnot.
Yes.
So like what intrigues me about the whole learning spot is that I feel like for years when everybody was hiring, they're like, oh, we don't need to develop these skills. We'll just hire them and whatever. Now I feel like the hiring has either gone backwards a little bit or stopped completely. So this whole internal mobility that we talked about during COVID is coming back.
Right.
And it's not necessarily internal mobility. It's more of like workforce development, skill building. So you can plan out, and that's what I like about the software here. I got a nice preview of it earlier, is you can see which skills are going to bring your business the most gain, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. But let's also look back at the premise about, things are changing so fast. 3 years ago, you couldn't hire somebody that had AI skills. So I think if you look at the pace of change across almost every role in an organization, hiring somebody that had skill A, like experience doing this, is probably going to become less and less important in the future because the skills that people need are changing so quickly.
Yep.
So we have to start looking for things like demonstrated adaptability, the ability to deal with ambiguity, people that are actually able to take this skill and build upon it and translate it to something else. And so institutional knowledge of your company, if you've demonstrated that you can learn something new, can become even a higher priority. Because by the time you hire that person, that skill set that you need could actually change.
Yeah, I love that you brought up the internal data
Mhm.
because one of the things I saw in the demo is that it will learn over time as it's deployed in your organization what the different triggers are to success and will grow with you almost. So
Correct.
I think that's very smart. I'm glad that you guys built that into the platform. I think everybody needs some sort of benchmark, just anybody to tell me, am I doing a good job? Half of these products out here are just, am I doing a good job? Am I tell me if I'm doing a good job?
Yeah, there's no question. And if you ask employees, their confidence that they're doing a good job is one of the reasons why they stay or leave. And people only know if they're doing a good job if you tell them what you're asking them to do, if you give them the tools, training or tools that they need to be successful, and they feel like those things are valued. So,
and show them a career path. I mean, I focus a
absolutely.
lot on tech, and there used to be a career path in tech, and I feel like that just got thrown out of the window. And so, just show them where different paths that you could take within the organization. Okay, you want to be here.
Mhm.
Here are the skills that you need to get there. We'll help you get there.
Right.
Instead of this is what I want to do, and if I don't get it in a year, I'm gone.
Correct. But seeing that your company cares about you, seeing that your company's willing to invest in you, seeing that you do believe that you would be successful taking on that new role are important parts of that employer-employee value proposition. You can't just say, I'm here for upward mobility and not think about how you're going to nurture that.
Yeah. So I just look at the latest tech layoffs and stuff, and it's clear that, all right, so if I wanted to accept a job at Meta or any of these companies that are big cuts or whatever, I know that they don't care about me. They just care about the one little function that I do in the whole thing. And if they don't like it, I'm gone. So I think that will be a premium in terms of caring about the people, treating them well.
Yep.
Yes, you can have AI systems everywhere and whatnot, but just take the minute to get to know what people's goals are and help them grow with you.
And, in our own organization, we built an AI native application. We're not as big as Meta. We have also, taken our own steps to make sure that our programmers are leveraging AI in their own coding. They're coding minimum 50% AI assisted, but we're not looking to reduce the number. We're looking to produce more product, to produce more capabilities for our customers. So I think you can look at it both ways.
Mhm.
One is my use of AI to reduce my operating costs? The other is, can I use this to increase productivity, increase revenue growth, increase in other ways, and not just look at AI as a vehicle to reduce my total work.
Yeah, well, it's also it's a convenient excuse too.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I read a lot about this stuff, so I'm just like, yes, they got to keep that line going up for profit. Actually, it's this way.
Yeah,
on this camera.
Yeah.
But so I have to ask you about AI because I feel like this is something that everybody's going to have to learn how to vibe code or whatever. Back, 20, 30, probably even 20 years ago, you used to have okay, must be proficient in Microsoft Excel or must be proficient in Microsoft Office. You never see that anymore because it's just assumed.
Correct.
And I think that that's where we are going. And so this weekend, I'm going to try to teach myself a little bit of Claude code. I've heard good things. I've been using OpenAI and Gemini. Claude, I hear, is great. Have you tried any of these? What is it? This learning curve.
I know. It shouldn't be an ad for one platform versus another, but I was on platform A and now I've gone to platform C and it is light years. So I think, again, the individual skill that you need to perform a task, like I'm not great at writing macros in Excel.
Yep.
But my critical thinking skills, how do I want to look at the data? What are the 5 whys? Why is this? Well, why is that? Well, what? Those skills will continue to be incredibly important, but my platform will go and get the data, put it into columns, create summaries, create interactive charts for me. All of those things I can do without being a programmer. I actually wrote my first Python code, scraped data off of a website, organized it in a table.
Was it legal?
Give me a summary. It was publicly available data, but I didn't write a single line of Python code. My helper wrote my Python code, executed it, completed the work for me. I think it's a different level of capability than we've had in the past. But those foundational skills, how do you organize data? What is it meaning? How would you want it summarized? You still have to have business thinking, critical thinking in order to know how to deploy the tool.
The AI is only going to, it's like the weird kid in high school that takes everything literally or something. It's just
Absolutely.
like it has no nuances. So that's where you need people for context and nuance.
We're not going away yet.
Not yet. But
I like to think that.
I no longer think I have an easy path to retirement anymore. I'm going to be learning new skills all the time.
Yes.
But there's something that I'm asking everybody here. So I'm at an event next week here and here. I'm not going back to Boston. If you were in Vegas for a weekend and you wanted to get away from the Strip, do you have any suggestions?
Well, I would go a couple hours outside of Vegas, maybe to southern Utah. I would probably do a little bit of hiking, a little bit of spa, a little bit of to get like outside of the Vegas vibe.
Nature.
So I definitely would recommend a car ride.
I thought about it, but here's the thing. So I told my wife and I was telling my friends, I went to Zion in 2009. It's been almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I'd love to go back. But all the Datelines that I listen to are always like, guy decides to go hiking alone, never seen again. They found this microphone. They'll never see me.
There's also some great little smaller places where you could do some day hikes.
That's all I want to do.
Guide. Yes.
I did Angel's Landing once. Did you do that? Or
I went and it was snowing and we hired a private guide and we started and
No.
It was not gonna happen.
So listeners who have been to Zion, once you get to the top, which is pretty much like the rock in The Lion King, it's just an outcrop. You have to hold on to a chain.
Yes.
And you have to assume that people around you will get the whole single file thing and not try to barrel their way through.
Correct. We did not go. We were right there and we were already slipping. And,
No, that's not.
We wanted to come home from that trip.
Well, that's good. That's a really good suggestion.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for joining me on Totally Talent.
Yeah.
We're bringing learning into Totally Talent now because it's workforce development.
You should. And talent and learning should really be tremendous partners together. Both from what are the skills that I need to augment my team with. When talent acquisition brings people in, is learning ready to help them reduce time to productivity? They should be really, really much closer than they are.
Well, this is great. So people, please take a look at Schoox. So if you see this, go check them out on LinkedIn. And thank you very much. It was a great conversation.
Thank you. That was great.
Thanks for tuning in to the Totally Talent podcast by HR.com. We hope you find today's episode insightful and inspiring. Don't forget to explore more episodes and discover valuable resources at hr.com/podcasts, where you can listen to all of our podcasts. Until next time, keep leading with purpose and making a difference in the world of talent.